Sabak.
I call it both. I don't really know. As a note, the aptitude bonus that you guys had was due to you being experienced more so than your opponents. Because you are now playing against professional card players, your aptitude bonus, Crow, is down to a +1. Nobody else has any aptitude bonus.
As long as we don't get a
Except you-
minus anything, I'm good.
No.
Yeah.
The way I'm taking that into account is they do have aptitude bonuses.
Yep.
I'm not telling you what they are, but they exist. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Suppose so.
I grabbed all my D20s for luck.
Crabman Dave sits down at the table. His lackey's flanking him. Crow, you sit directly across from Crabman Dave. Your lackey's flanking you. Or he reaches over and he presses the on button on the thingy. And he types the thingy into the he types something into the thing, pulls out some credits and slides them in before the little display on the Uno attack but for Sabat cards reads 70 credits. That's the buy-in. You guys are like, oh man, 70 credits, it's so high. Wait till you get to Nar Shaddaa.
All right, all match.
Do we roll?
Alrighty. So,
Wait, were we supposed to roll?
one moment. I'm going
No, when you're done
to,
credits.
not yet. I'm going to establish the order of how you guys are sitting. Do you want a specific order or can I just write it down how I have it in my head?
Just write down how you have it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I have it.
If Crow took all my money in that last game and then sucks this game, I'm going to be pissed.
All right. So, everybody,
Roll?
yes.
I did not like that face. What was that face?
Me?
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
His player with like a +7 bonus just got in that 20.
If we fold, do we get out of the game or?
If you fold, you stop losing money for that hand.
Do you know how many hands of this we're going to play, or is it just until we get to that amount of
Until
the
you get to the amount of the pot. Or you run out of money. Okay. Dave sets it at 70. His lackey to his immediate, one second, his left, because it goes clockwise, keeps it at 70. Which brings us to Yavar.
I slide in my 70 chips.
All right. Followed by, one sec, okay, Crow.
Since are we playing as a team here?
No.
But
Never mind.
kinda, because as long as one of us
Yeah,
wins.
you guys are, I think you're working together, but
So
there's
can we-
no mechanical difference in the game as far as to what. And you're not allowed to show each other your cards or anything.
Okay, yep, that was my question. All right, I'm gonna slide in my 70 chips.
All right. Right.
I side in 70 credits plus 10 more,
Ooh.
bumping it up to 80.
And finally, the human sitting next to Crabman Dave raises it up to an even 100.
Teach his own, Crabman Dave.
And with that, the randomizer.
Let's go.
Red, everybody re-roll. As a
Oh,
note,
fuck yeah.
that's what you guys wanted.
Yes,
Oh.
it was.
Okay, I just got it up. I had a awful roll the first time.
Me
This
too.
is better.
I feel like all of us just like went up and we're just like, oh yeah, we're fucking ready
Yeah,
to play.
Since those are no longer their numbers, and I won't tell you like what their totals were. This is just what they rolled: 2 16s and a natural 20.
Oof.
Fuck.
So it's a good thing the cards switch. You guys see is in your hand after one turn, you guys are sitting around the table when suddenly the hollow cards in your hands all flicker out before reappearing with totally new values. Some of you, like subtly into yourself, because you've been playing cards for a bit, you know not to go crazy. Nice. Others at the table. Shit. And with that, Crabman Dave raises the bid slightly more to 110 credits. And the human to his right, or to his left, I'm sorry, raises it an additional 10 to 120 credits.
So quick question. It's 120 credits now. I don't slide in an additional 50. I slide in a completely new 150.
Yes. 110.
Right? Or 100, remember.
Or
Yes.
what would you like the bid to be at? Would you like to
That's at
raise?
120, right?
Yes.
I would like it to be 150.
Okay, so you will pay in 150 credits.
Okay.
All right, the bid is now 150, and it comes to Crow's turn.
Again, I'm just gonna match it.
There's still 150.
So I am out an additional 150 as compared to the 70 from last round.
Last turn. Yes. Okay, I think we're all getting a handle on this, which makes me really happy, because this means we have a rule system for Sabak that works. 52, you're up.
100, 110, 120. When are you going to throw in the whole... when are you going to throw in the whole set like we agreed upon? Come on.
I mean, I never said we'd be playing for what it's worth. I said we'd be playing until I decided to throw it in.
Since I don't have my helmet on, I'm going to go 150,
That's the bet.
200. I'm going to raise it to 200.
Ooh. Big boy, big boy.
That's what they call me.
All right. As a note, there is currently sitting in the pot 1,190 credits.
Woo!
So if somebody were to win or lose right now, that's what they would win. And with that, the human that's sitting next to him, don't worry, I got this. 250 credits.
Come on, let's get a little
Randomizer.
rando.
On blue, the cards stay the same. Crabman Dave raises it to 260. The human to his right keeps it at 260.
When he raises it by 10, I scoffed at him. But when he keeps it the same, I scoff even louder.
Big sluggy boy puts down his 260 with an additional 40, raising it to 300.
As a note, the current pot holds 2,200
Holy
credits.
God, I love this game.
And it is Crow's turn.
Crow, looking bored, kind of leaning on one hand, is going to slide forward 400 credits.
Alrighty. 52.
I'm gonna like nudge at Thrak or Lou, anyone who's like behind me, and I'm gonna be like, "Go give me something to drink." And I'm gonna. The bid's at 400 right now, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
500.
All right.
Please raise it by 1,002 people.
Yeah. 1,160 is the current pot. However, the guy next to you. All right. You want to play with the big boys? 700 credits.
Laughs.
Randomizer. Blue. Stays the same.
Good.
Dave, I'm going to have 52. Since you're the one who instigated this and such, I'm going to have you make a sense motive check.
Will do. Is that wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
15.
All right. You look over at Dave, trying to get a read on him. And he despite his small bids, he's looking fairly confident. Like he knows what's up. He's not like, you look for the nervous tics of somebody who's got a bad hand, you know, the awkward glances down, the repeated tapping of one of his 8 limbs, and he's pretty calm, cool, and collected.
I look over at Crow.
He may just be bluffing, and but as far as you can tell, he doesn't look to be in such a bad place right now.
What does Crow look like?
Crow is confident as he's bored, but confident as all hell.
And with that, Dave raises it to 750. The human next to him raises it to 760.
Davar starts tapping the table, really
Nervously.
a bead of sweat goes down his face.
Same with 52. I'm like, haha.
Come on, Hutt. Come on. What's
Back
what's
in the
matter?
pocket. 1,000 credits.
Son of a bitch.
You sure about that, Chief?
We're about to start dipping into my winnings, and I'm nervous.
All right. Crow, the bid is 1,000 credits. The current pot holds 6,370 credits. Guys, this is just one hand. Nobody has called the hand yet.
I've been surprised nobody's called it. I want the randomizer to go, and then I'll call it, because I just like the chaos of what that is. You know?
Oh, why?
I don't know.
I have a really, really, really good number, Rick. Don't do that. With that, I'm gonna toss my cards in and flip them.
Oh,
All right. Everybody else does the same. Wait. Is a note the thing you're trying to win, the dealer machine, has not been put up yet.
Yeah, but he wants to know that this is a serious game, right?
Okay, so you're just trying to win this hand.
Yep.
All right. Everybody, read me your scores.
13.
23.
24.
According to the rules of Sabak, 23 takes it. However, you're not the only 23. I can't believe this happened again. So,
Wait, but didn't Abe get a 24, or is that?
24 not
because it's
mean
back
anything?
23. Like, the way I'm doing it is it's the highest DC unless someone happens to get exactly 23 because it's the back.
I was super confident on this.
So like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is everybody okay with that?
I get it. It makes me sad, but I get it.
Yeah, it
But
makes
it
me
also
really sad,
doesn't
Ty.
affect me in any way because I got a 13.
Well, it's to because of like the nature of Sabak, it's not all how good you are. It's also, are you lucky? Like lucky enough to.
Yep, makes sense.
So
All
that,
right, you
that
know what?
plays into
Yeah,
it.
you got me there.
Yep.
Okay,
Anyway,
I'll give
perfect.
that to you.
Perfect.
Love it.
So if your total roll is 23, that will trump anything other than another 23. However, one of the other goons, the one who was at the one who was the last one to go before the randomizer, who played at the end of the turn, who kept jacking it up by like 1,000 at a time, he also had a 23, which is why he was jacking it up. So the two of you will enter sudden demise. As a note, Dave pays 6,370 into the Sabak pot because he bombed out. It appears that his confident facade was a facade. And the reason he was bumping it by 10 at a time was that boy, he wasn't doing so hot. So the Sabak pot now holds, 1 sec. The Sabak pot now holds 6,860 credits. The regular pot holds 6,370 credits. So, you guys enter sudden demise. The randomizer swaps all of your cards. And the human, who also scored very, very well, is now mano-a-mano against Roku.
Roku?
Who?
Did you roll well? Or sorry, I don't ask that yet. Would you like to raise it up above 68 or 60? Or sorry, the bid is now 1,000.
I thought this was just a sudden demise.
Yeah,
roll
but
once.
that just means it's like you go and then like you get your new set of cards and then it's just the two of you and then whoever like call it. It just means that there's no more randomy thingies and it only goes through one round.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I flip my cards now, or do we have to go through the round?
Yeah, you can do it now.
Yep, I'm gonna flip my cards. I'm pretty confident.
All right, what'd you roll?
21.
19. As you take the grand pot of 6,370 credits.
We'll kind of like pat Crow on the back.
So, care to throw in the machine yet, or?
Tell you what. This is the one man who can swindle anybody in Hutt space.
Including Nemro, and Gardula, and Jabba, all at once.
All right. Now you're so full of banter fodder, I can smell it from here. However, I've never seen a man play cards like that. Go ahead and take it.
But
Thank you. Pick it up and walk away.
You scoop up all the credits you can hold and take the machine.
As we're like walking away. Oh, hey, Crow. Is it okay if we could split that pot, or at least I can have my credits back?
yeah. So what was the big pot worth?
The big pot was worth 6,370 credits. Do you want me to divide that by 3 for you?
Nope, divided by 2. Me and the Hutt are gonna split it, but Rick can keep his machine.
All right. You each get
I don't really want-
3,185 credits. In addition to the ass ton that Crow just won against his friends.
Now we're ready for Nar Shaddaa. And basically, that was like okay, I'm done interacting on the ship. I'm gonna wake me up when Nar Shaddaa comes.
Fade out. I will be right back because prunes make my fingers sticky, so I'm going to wash my hands real quick. However, while I am gone, you guys all go to bed. The night passes. Does anybody have anything they would like to do on the final day of this trip?
Count my credits.
Not gamble.
Not gamble? You're going to save what luck you have left for Vegas?
That's
Star
too
Wars?
much. I hope you understand what I did to you, Rick. You did just kind of throw me into a game that I wasn't prepared for.
But we won. What?
This is Crow's punishment for you.
I want to play Star Wars rock, paper, scissors with Thracian.
I would like you all to know, from the time that we got our 10,000 credits to now, I have gained roughly 600 credits. That's about my payout. Is I've earned 600.
I'm doing a lot better than I was. I have to do math.
I'm happy because I'm only positive.
Credits, and I have nothing to do with them.
All right. You can give them to me for a big old gun.
I'm saving them for
when Nar Shaddaa is here.
Food.
All right. Yeah, so again, I forgot your guys just entered. Did anybody have anything they wanted to do on the final day of the adventure?
Not really.
Rack meal's good.
All right. One moment. Gotta scroll through some thingies here. Okay. So, you guys are you're flying through space for one final day that is relatively uneventful. As a note, Dave doesn't really talk to you guys, seeming to be kind of sullied out of losing so much money.
Sorry, Dave.
However, he's not hostile. He lost fair and square. And so, after one final day of travel, eventually, the rush of hyperspace fades to the black of real space. And the black of real space is not too long after filled with the thick, greenish-orange, polluted haze of the smuggler's moon of Nar Shaddaa. Nowhere in the galaxy will you find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than Nar Shaddaa itself. If there is a bright, pleasant center of the universe, this is about as far from it as you could possibly be. You guys remember, or you are reminded of your brief trip to the space station around Duro. This place is a lot like that. Seedy, pollution-filled, except when Duro seemed to be the subject of neglect, Nar Shaddaa is disgusting on the back of pleasure. Everything here is designed to be carefree and euphoria-inducing, whether it's the drugs, the women, the entertainment, copious amounts of alcohol, or, of course, as the spaceport you land in is on the promenade, favorite pastime of anybody who comes to Nemro's Palace, the biggest casino in the galaxy. You guys step out of the spaceport sector. You go through Star Wars TSA, and as you guys walk out onto this promenade, you're met with lights and music and people. The smell is like it's a dingy, gross smell, but masked with the fake scent of like the artificial perfume and like, okay, basically imagine what you think a hooker would smell like. Where like they're actually gross, but they're masked in something that's technically considered pleasant, but it's so fake it's not. There's you can see as you walk through, there's these the walls are lined with these private rooms that are like private smoking rooms, and there's all manner of debauchery going on inside. People drinking, people smoking, people. There's so much spice around here. You're almost getting a little buzz just being there. As you walk through, there's Twi'lek server girls, scantily clad, offering drinks to the patrons. You've barely set foot outside the airport, and everything is just, you're embroiled in a world of sin. And as you walk forward towards this balcony thing, there's 2 ramps that go down onto the lower promenade, which seems to be like the common area of this sector. And as you look over the edge of this balcony section that you're on, down below you, there's a magnificent fountain. There's a small band performing at the base of the fountain. It's jaunty, like Star Wars jazz, like. Anyway.
You mean jizz?
No, it's not jizz. That's a very specific type of music. This is not space jizz. However, as magnificent as the fountain, the music, and the food all are, the thing that catches your attention is the giant antithesis of subtlety that is the gilded gold statue of a giant slug man.
Knew it. He's got.
As you see a giant idol of what you can only presume to be Nemro the Hutt, with a spice bowl in one hand and the pipe connected to it in the other. This man seems to be the king of debauchery.
I look at and this is gonna sound kind of racist, but I'm also genuinely curious. Dabar and the statue of Nemro, how different do they look?
Well, the statue is 50 feet tall.
Besides that,
and solid gold. You can't really tell for sure, like, physical specific features. The facial structure is a bit different. Dabar's nose is a little more, like, centered, and, like, the nostrils aren't as big and out there. And also, his arms, Nemro's arms, if you were to scale him down to actual Hutt size, you'd think would be a bit shorter than Dabar's, and his tail thicker. This guy's probably on the heavier side, even for a Hutt. I don't want to be too offensive, but like he lives in the land of debauchery, so I mean it's gonna happen. But other than that, like, they are very, very clearly the same species. Is that like what you're looking for? I don't. Are you looking for like a family resemblance?
No, I was literally just like, 52 hasn't seen a lot of Hutts and wanted to know if they look different.
So, like,
from
how does he look compared to the one that I know of?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah. In that case, I assume my description will suit just fine.
Yeah, that is definitely.
I don't have a fork, so I'm going to eat my prunes with a pocket knife because I am tired of having sticky fingers.
Okay.
Nice.
I will attempt to look for signs of an office of any kind, or literally like if there's a front desk, or like where you exchange credits for chips.
Right.
It's called the cage.
That area specifically, you see is behind the fountain. Like there's like a bar, and off to the side of the bar there's a caged area with a little window, and there appears to be the exchange of credits for chips there. There are also several passageways up on this upper promenade, as well as you can see on the lower promenade. This whole thing is like a building sort of thing. However, it does have an open ceiling, but they're all like walls, and you can see that there are passageways that lead to other places you don't know where they would go.
I'm gonna go up to the cage.
Okay, before we get there, while we're walking,
right.
I want to pull 52 behind the group. So we're walking behind them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say to him, don't ever do that to me again, Rook. I'm going to slide him 1,200 credits. I'm going to walk off. And yes, I just named you.
Despite the scolding,
I'm gonna be like,
why? But have a huge grin on your face under your helmet, as the clone that you have looked up for in your short time together has finally given you the one thing you have yet to achieve: a name rather than a number.
I'm okay. Just keep going. This has been the best day of my life.
Alright.
Like
You guys
1200
walk
credits, though.
over to the side and down these long ramps that leads you from the upper promenade to the lower. If you guys want a visual reference for what this place looks like, it's just the promenade on Nar Shaddaa from Star Wars: The Old Republic. If any of you have played that, if not, I will just describe as best I can. And you guys walk down, and there's that bar area. You see you can usually tell who's a casino official because they're wearing this blue outfit with the little, the little thingy on the shoulder, the little gold passway thingies. They've got those. I don't know what they're called, but the little gold passway thingies on their shoulders in the tight blue
Tassels.
uniform. They appear to be the ones running the casino. Some of them have, for those species that accommodate, they have little hats. Those guys are, they seem to be. You do notice, though, however, despite the fact that you've heard that this is the casino, you don't see any gambling tables. Nobody's playing any games in this sector where you guys are.
This looks to be like the bar.
Yeah, this is the common area, the promenade, where people just appear to be congregating, partying, and if you're in a private room, doing other things.
Oh my.
Right. And you walk up to the cages where people are exchanging chips for credits.
I want to wait in line for our turn.
I was just gonna say there's a bit of a line.
Crow.
The rest of you, are you guys just following him?
Yeah.
So what's our plan?
Crow, not to assume anything, but if you would like to pick up any chips here for a little extra profit, then I think that was a good time. Again, not trying to tell you to do anything, but our plan, I think we should go up there and now, I will never say this ever again, but Dabar, you should do the talking. With Nemro, I feel like if we approach him and speak in his native language, he would appreciate that. And just explain to him that we are visitors, and we made a deal with Kai, and that his services have helped us greatly. And we're offering information on Zero.
Do we have to take an appointment with him, or can we just walk in?
That's kind of what I'm going to this cage area for. I don't know the system. I don't know if there's an office or a penthouse or something.
If anyone's going to talk about Kai, I think that should be you. I mean, you had the best relationship with him.
As you guys are standing there, Crow, one of the Twi'lek server girls comes up to you and she gets all snuggled up close and puts one hand on your shoulder and the other one on your chest piece. She says, "Well, hello there, boys. Is there anything I can get for you?"
Not me, but maybe this one. And nod towards Rook.
I've never seen women before. No, they're just like.
And she not leaving Crow, she sort of cocks her head over to the side. "Can I get you boys a drink or something to eat, perhaps?" You do have mouths under those helmets, don't you?
Oh boy, no. I mean, yes, but no. Nothing to. We're on business. Business.
Business. Well, you're in the wrong place for business. This is a house of pleasure, but I won't interfere. You boys have fun, and if you need anything, just let me or one of the other girls know. We will be more than happy to help you. And she gives the 2 pats on your chest plate before walking off.
Smooth.
Kirk looks a little comfortable.
I was you don't see many Twi'lek women
On Camino.
on Camino. The only women.
Military cloning facilities. That
The
are
only-
full of ladies.
The only women there were the Kaminoans, and I just was not fond of them.
What? They're not your ideal picture of attractiveness.
Listen, we mustn't get distracted. We're here on business. Honestly, I'm surprised I even mentioned that we should gamble at all. This is not. We shouldn't take joy in this. This was a lapse in judgment on all our parts, which got us arrested, which is why we're here in the first place. Remember that. And when I say that, I'm mostly telling myself, remember that. No fun.
Okay. Well, we need to find a way to get in contact with the man upstairs.
Yes, we do.
Around this time, you guys have gotten to the table, and there's a Rhodian. And Rhodians have like little crests of little wackadooey thingies on their heads, but this guy has a hat like smushed over his crest. It's like a little circular busboy hat. Right, what can I do for you? And as he talks, his little Rhodian mouth snout sort of, you know how they look. It's weird.
We're business associates of Nemro the Fifth. Could we just talk to him or his underlings anywhere around here?
I'm afraid you're in the wrong place. I can divert you to his HR office. I can get you in contact with one of his personal assistants. I just run the exchange here, man.
I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna go. We're here we have business with Nemro.
Right. As I said, that's not my he seems sort of off-put by your lean.
Damn. Okay.
As I said, that's not my department. I can get you in contact with his HR office or one of your personal assistants. And you see him like glance down towards your weapon, which is not totally hidden by your poncho, and he starts to get kind of nervous.
Yes, one of those.
As a note, you won't be allowed to take your weapons onto the gambling floor.
Right. No, nothing. You just put me in contact with one of his associates, please. Yes, that is what I would like.
Right. Over there, that's his personal contact office. You'll head that way if you have a business meeting. And he points across the lower promenade to the other side of the fountain, where there is a small. It's like one of those private rooms, but it's opened all the way up, and there appear to be, like, you know, when you go into Walmart and there's like the return desk. It's in that back section with there's like a cube cut out of the wall that makes a little room, and then the little thingy in there. It's like that. There's just a little service desk back there.
All right. Thank you. And I walk away. If anyone is to follow me, go ahead.
I follow him.
If you guys want to pick up chips, go for it. But
yeah, I'll go with 52. Not super interested in picking up chips.
Of course.
I would like to pick up. I'd like to. Is it? You say 1 credit per chip? Is that just
it doesn't really work that way, but basically you get an amount of money worth of chips.
Okay. I want to get 1,000 chips worth, or 1,000 credits worth of chips.
I don't know if that's gonna get you far.
You said 1,000? That's, I mean, okay.
Okay.
Get the 1,000 chips.
5,000.
It's a small stack, and he puts it up. You said 5?
Oh, 5, yeah.
Okay. And he gets 4 more stacks. They're little black chips. This dude is not subtle at all. They are black chips with a gold picture of Nemro's face on them. And each of them have a 100 credit sign inscribed on it. And he hands you 5 stacks of 10. Like, all right, thank you. Have a wonderful day at Nemro's Palace. The promenade, as you see, is behind you. And if you go through there, you can get on one of the personal transports. They can take you to the gambling floor, the arena, basically anywhere else that's part of Nemro's complex. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you. And just take them and just kind of like awkwardly hold on to them as I'm walking away, or slithering away.
Ing away.
Swing away.
All right. Everybody else, what's going on? God, I love Chrono.
Follow Rook to the rooms.
Eric, you have a name now. How does that make you feel?
Every time someone says it, I smile and I'm like.
All right. Thrackmule.
Oh, I'm with Lou and Rook, I guess.
All right. Crow.
I am going to walk with Dabbler wherever he's going.
Okay. Did you pick up any chips, Crow?
Nope.
Okay. Dabar, what's going on?
I'm curious on what this arena is. I want to kind of like go check out what this arena is.
Okay, he said that there would be a if you went through a certain passageway, he said it would take you to a transport, and that transport could take you to the arena. So it is like a fairly significant journey. So like if you guys want to stay together, I would stay together now, do sightseeing later. Are you okay, Garrick?
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Garrick looks like a guy who's like smoking for the first time with a group of seasoned stoners as he's trying not to.
I spit out some Diet Dew all over the room.
That's so gross.
Yeah, it was really
Oh.
gross. Sorry about that.
Add
I
to the
was
various
gonna go.
multicolored stains on Garrick's carpet.
That's.
I was gonna go check out some of these gambling places like the arena, but I feel like we should probably do business first.
Smart.
I'm gonna go slurpy slurp over to the return
Help desk.
desk or whatever.
Alright.
That's
You guys, you all arrive, or the first group arrived. I'm here to do business with Nemro seems to be, there's like two people in front of you, and they're dismissed quickly, sent away to their problems. Hopefully one step closer to being solved. Probably not, but hopefully. And then you guys also walk up, and there is a receptionist. It's a human woman. She seems more like stern and businesslike than most of the people here. Like shoulder length, or not shoulder length, like chin length. Blonde hair. Very like almost what you would imagine a female Republic Navy officer would have. She carries herself with that sort of official hoity-toity, and she's at the desk. Yes, can I do anything to help you?
We're here to see Nemro. We have
You got an appointment?
no, we were hoping we could make one.
Okay.
Or we talked with one of his representatives named Kai. He told us to come here.
Do you have a last name? Where he was stationed? What he was doing?
He was an Evo Kai, named Kai. He was just sent to Corellia for a bit of business.
Okay. Oh, yes. Well, luckily for you, I can't say this for anybody else who comes up here to bother me while I'm trying to do my job, but luckily for you, Nemro, he has a special order put in so that the people sent by Kai would get in immediately. So, his current appointment should be over by the time you reach there. And she pulls out this, it's like a little golden card, similar to the one that you saw Kai hand to the traitorous security officer, but it is a little different. She hands it to you. Give that to the man at the transport, and he will know where to take you.
I just realized I should have looted that guy's body and gotten some good shit off of that. Right.
Yeah, that card was worth a pretty penny.
Thank you, ma'am. And I go to where we are supposed to go.
Okay.
Although at the mention of the arena or whatever those guys are talking about, I will be interested.
Okay.
We should see if we should go there sometime.
You guys go over to the personal transport area, and there is a droid. There's these little like air speeders, taxi air speeders, and there is a droid manning a control device there. It says, "Welcome to the promenade." That's it. So that's all he says.
We're here to. I pull out the card and just kind of like.
Did you see Nemro? He swipes the card and hands it to you. The airspeeder door automatically opens. You notice that this airspeeder does not have any controls or a steering wheel or anything, but it is open air taxi speeder.
Well, I hop in.
All right.
I do as well.
I follow.
I don't know how much I can really hop, but yes, I'm going to hop in.
All right. There's like a little gangplank thingy. You guys notice that this platform is hanging over a deep chasm. It reminds you almost of Coruscant, but this airspeeder is hanging over a deep chasm, and there are air lanes flying above and below you. And as soon as everybody's in the speeder, the door automatically, and without anybody doing anything, as again there are no controls, the speeder takes off automatically, flying into one of the air lanes. And it takes off up, and it sort of circles the promenade for a moment. You could see that entire complex as it flies over, or that entire section of this complex as it flies away over to another. You think it's heading towards a building, but then it veers off onto a giant yacht. You remember Jabba's party bus that he took in Revenge of the Sith to go execute people? It's one of those bad boys, and it is nice. Like there's a giant canopy and you could see like flashing lights. There's probably some disco music going on or something. There's people dancing. You can hear people drinking. There's some going on. There's a whole bunch of, but the thing you hear above everything else is the booming deep Hutt-ish laugh. It appears to be he's enjoying himself. As the airspeeder flies over to the yacht and the door once again. And then you see a small number, the number 30, and then 29, 28. There appears to be a timer on the front of the speeder giving you a designated amount of time to get off before it returns to its point of origin.
Well, we're still in the confines of the speeder, I just say. All right. Everyone act natural. Not you natural. Natural like we're supposed to be here. And that reminds me, Thrak, maybe tuck the lightsaber away.
And I hide the lightsaber just.
Alright, let's just go.
All right.
And I step off the transport.
Yeah.
Everybody
Noticing the
gets off.
timer is now under 10 seconds. I'm going to start like going really
it
fast.
turns red as it and just as the tip of your tail gets off, it have a safe and pleasant stay as it flies off. You guys are on this ship, and it appears to be a similar atmosphere as the promenade. Everybody's having a good time, drinks in hand. Some people have other substances in hand. There's a small elevated stage with a band playing and a few dancer girls. And that's all in the front, and in the middle is sort of like the dance floor area. And nobody's like hardcore dancing because it's not really like that kind of thing. But there are people like, just having a good time. It's like a subtle dance party. Like prom before everybody really shows up, and it's just like the early people. So everybody's just sort of like, we're enjoying ourselves because this isn't cancer yet. It's that sort of vibe. But in the back, you see on the highest raised portion of this upper level of the yacht is the mighty Nemro. He looks exactly like he did in the statue, including the spice bowl and pipe. Is he?
Fucking Hutts, man.
Basically, like his atmosphere is Jabba from the movies exclusively when he was like in a good mood, like when he wasn't murdering people or angry about Han or something. When he was sitting there when the dance was going on, just that's this guy all the time.
I
What a life.
want to look at Davar and be like, I would like to be respectful in some way. What's a Hutt greeting?
The more positive adjectives, the better. Like Mighty and magnificent, gracious and wise, benevolent and all-knowing. Like, lay it on thick. That's what they like.
I don't know. Just like suck up to him.
Right, but
Like,
in
kiss his
Huttese,
ass, and he doesn't even have an ass to kiss.
in Huttese, if I were to attempt to greet him in his native
Your
language,
mic went dead again.
they really? Fuck.
Oh,
Wait,
hey,
really?
there it is.
Oh, okay.
Like,
was weird.
you looked like you were saying something, but you weren't. I didn't hear
In
anything
his
there.
native language, like in Huttese, if I were to want to greet him that way.
Crow does speak Hutt.
No shit, I didn't know that.
Oh, fuck, I just had it. Fuck. Kuchi, Apenki is just hello.
Okay, interesting.
The few
So-
Hutt words that, like, you guys as soldiers know are probably not appropriate. Huttese is like the go-to, like, curse word language. Do you want some examples?
Bantha
Avery?
Poodoo. I know we mentioned that.
Bantha Poodoo is not something you should call him. That means, like,
Bantha
dog shit.
fodder.
Yeah.
It's the definition. We used to use that one in the academy.
Some common greetings would be like, I am a friend. There's Dopi Kikuna. None of those are really what you guys are looking for. Gachura is just like greetings. Where's the one that I saw? Or Yunapuna means first class. Yeah, like I don't know specifically what you're.
Right.
Anyway.
I think I got what I want. All right. But those of you who speak Huttese should do the talking here, and not me.
I'm not going to disclose that I know Huttese to the group.
Dabar do the talking.
All right. You guys, after a moment, one of the men in those blue suits with the gold fringes, it's one of Deveronian, again, the horned devil dudes. He doesn't have a hat because of his horns. And then he walks over to you guys and he says, "The magnificent Nemro welcomes you and is willing to make your audience now. If you will follow me this way, please." And he walks up to Nemro, with you guys following, I assume.
Yes.
Great and mighty
Si,
Nemro.
senor.
These are the men that you have sent for from Khan, your emissary. They have words they wish to have with you. And then he bows and, like, backwards walks out while still bowing.
When I come forward, I bow as well. That's the first thing I do. Is
I bow.
He said he's sitting there and he Titapu Jakawa, Dumsidu Republic Damchikawa. Those of you that speak Huttese, you understand, wow, I didn't expect you so soon. And soldiers, we don't often get Republic dogs. But for those of you that don't, the translator droid says, "The mighty Nemro greets you all with greatest respects, saying it is an odd pleasure to meet one from the Republic."
okay.
This
I got it.
nigga.
I got this vibe.
It's going to be like that, huh?
Dopi Kikuna, dear Hutt Nemro, we are pleased to meet your acquaintance.
Kipina Chushagawa, Jitama Hata. Your hut sounds like trash, and they cause pain to my ears. Nemro welcomes you and appreciates your attempt to speak in his native tongue.
And I sort of okay, good, that worked. Debar, take it away.
Greetings. Being a fat slug, I don't know how well I can bow, but I'm just kind of going
You can reasonably.
not in my head. It should kind of greetings, wise and benevolent, Nemro. We come
Is this
here.
in basic or in Huttese?
I'm just going to say in basic because I know I'm more fluent in basic. I know Huttese, but like I'm like,
You
basic.
could assume that like growing up with it, as opposed to this guy who learned one expression 2 minutes ago, you could probably speak in Huttese without consulting him.
Okay.
Literally, the
Avery's
whole
go-
reason I told you to speak to him was to talk to him in Huttese to make him feel nice.
Okay. So in Huttese, I'm not going to actually speak Huttese because I don't know it.
That's fine. I don't
But-
either. I just sort of say stuff that I think sounds Huttese, but it's really fun, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Okay,
If it
I
annoys
thought you
you,
actually
let me
like
know
knew your
so I
shit,
can
so I was
stop.
like, oh damn. Oh, wise and benevolent Nemro, we've come here seeking. Out of character. We're not seeking a favor. We already did the favor. We're
You're returning a favor.
returning. Okay, I was like, how do I say this? We are returning a favor after one of your men helped us in a sticky situation.
You understand this to be like basically no shit, you moron. I know why you're here. They told me why you were here. I basically summoned you here. The mighty Nembro accepts your request for sorry, I don't know how to phrase this. The mighty Nembro accepts your offer to provide assistance and thanks you for shining and staying in this wonderful establishment that he has created.
I'm just going to glare at this droid. Was it a droid or was it a?
It's a protocol droid. Basically like C-3PO.
Okay, gotcha. Like the weird, like silvery red.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how well you guys can see me. Every time I'm in, my arms do this because C-3PO arms.
So sorry about that, but we have information about the infamous Hutt known as Zero, and we could, if you need them tracked down, or if you need money or them brought to you, we'd be willing.
Yapana Slimo Zero. Zero, that slime ball. Tell me where that bastard is so I can kill him myself.
When I was listening, I went, "Oh, I know that one. Oh, I know that one too." Oh.
The mighty Nemro wishes for you to acquiesce to his request and divulge the information of Zero the Hutt so that he may pay him a visit.
I would like to be like, Debar, make sure that once we tell him this, we're all clear and we still don't owe him. This will be our favor.
Oh, great, Nemro. When given this information, will we be cleared of our favor?
Anichunawanga. Idamajuna. Basically, yeah, I suppose. And on top of that, I'll even let you stick around. The mighty Nemro says that not only will your debt be repaid, but also he invites you to join him at his great party. And the droid then gestures to the festivities going on at the yacht behind you. Idumachinga wanga da zero. But first, you must divulge the information.
Okay. Is Nemro like on a pedestal or something like that? Or...
Yeah, he's the floor. He's basically like on a stage. Okay. Also, as a note, I should have mentioned this earlier. Not only is Dabar like kind of small for a Hutt, Nemro is pretty big for a Hutt. So like he's big chunks.
I would like to approach him kind of like cautiously, just being like, I don't want to invade your personal space, but like I would like to tell you this kind of more privately.
You notice as you sort of slither forward, a man who's standing just off the he's off the stage, just right in front of it, off to your guys' left, Nemro's right. Sort of like he's a very, very tall individual with green skin and no hair, armed and armored to the teeth. This dude is ready for war. He sort of like steps forward, like raising one hand, and he doesn't say anything, but the message is clear. Come no closer.
Okay. So as that happens, just kind of like stop. So Zero's location is on Coruscant on sub-level, was it 1313?
Yep.
Yes, level 1313, quadrant 69 on 666 420 Street.
I relay that address. It has taken residence in Zero's nightclub. That's where we last saw them, which was roughly like within the last week, couple of cycles, whatever day.
He leans over towards the droid and you sort of catch something about sending someone to somewhere. You can fill in the gaps. However, the droid does not translate, so those of you that don't speak Huttese, you have no idea what happened. And then the droid, and then his eyes sort of like flash different colors for a moment as he appears to be communicating digitally with somebody else. The mighty Nemro thanks you for this gracious information. Now, as promised, enjoy yourselves. And Nemro gives one last. He says, "Get out of my face! Fuck you guys." This is not translated.
All right. So, are we gonna check out this party?
I think we're in the clear.
I sort of
It would
cross.
be pretty rude to decline, I think, would it?
I honestly don't think he'll care.
No, would it be rude to decline?
On the I don't think he'll care, you guys glance back to Nemro, and he seems to have completely forgotten you guys even exist. He's back
Yeah.
sitting there, smoking a bowl, having a good time.
Okay, never mind. Forget what.
That seemed to
you
go-
guys want to go?
A whole lot better than I previously thought it would.
That went
Nemro is
amazingly well compared to what I thought it was going to go.
I
Nemro
thought
is
we were going to be the ones killing him.
yeah, he
Mm.
seems
To be honest,
be
I'm not
enjoying
surprised we're fetching Zero for him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now we have more time to gamble and/or investigate that arena. What?
Suddenly, the music stops, and everybody sort of like stands around before Nemro shouts, "Aduna Padadaji! Adana Padadada Banda Wookie!" And a small area opens up, and you guys hear faintly, but also really, really angrily, very grizzled, and a cage comes out with these guys. They've got long electro pipes. They come on, get. And the cage is put out on a hover lift with a giant, angry, pitch black, furred colored Wookiee. And Nemro is having hell of a time, laughing like a child Christmas morning.
Is your child also a smoker?
This one is.
And the Wookiee is the Wookiee in the cage containing the Wookiee is wheeled out into the center as the guys are like every time he gets close to the cave, they give him a good Nemro. And the protocol droid said, "This mighty be the chairman of the fine Nemro will be competing in the battles of the arena tonight. Those of you that wish to see this fearsome beast tear his enemies limb from limb, make sure to make an appearance." And then a small airspeeder, similar to the taxi that you guys were on earlier, but it's formatted a bit differently. So where it has a large open compartment rather than seats, flies up to the side of the yacht, and the cage is hovered onto the airspeeder before the repulsor lifts, lower it onto the speeder, and the speeder takes off somewhere else.
So, I don't know what kind of arena this is.
My bets are on that guy.
You don't want to go in?
Unless I can have my blaster, I don't stand a chance. And I feel like they do not allow that sort of thing.
Who knows?
I'm going to
Maybe-
turn, just kind of look at
A
Thraxfield.
particularly seedy individual who looks like a person, but he's got 2 little antennae and a big old trench coat. You guys aren't talking about fighting in that yourselves, are you? It's a battle for beasts. And I mean slaves, but that's not really a fight as much as an execution. Anyway, you're crazy if that's your plan. Have a drink. And he offers a martini glass full of a red substance to whoever will take it, nobody in particular.
I grab it and
Davar, you take it?
Yeah.
All right. It tastes like cherry vanilla vodka.
Gotcha. And, because I'm a Hutt, just kind of open the mouth and just kind of like throw all the liquid in at once. Because it's like,
What are you gonna sip it? You got a mouth like a drawbridge, man.
open the fridge.
All right.
The party continues to go on. Nemro occasionally laughing and shouting at somebody. But overall, it's a good time, but not really like your guys' style for the most part. Nemro, or not Nemro, Davar, you might be digging it. But like the clones are noticeably, if not uncomfortable, at least disapproving.
Like when that Wookiee kept getting zapped, I was like looking down, and when that dude pulled out the martini glass, I was like I'm not digging it right now. Yeah, I'm not digging it right now.
Let's just go on our way.
I'm just I'm a little
You guys-
concerned about how easy that was. Does anyone else have that same suspicion?
Yes. But I still think it best that we leave sooner rather than later.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I think you could take that Wookiee on in a fight.
Disagree.
I look at Thrackmule. No, you could not take that Wookiee on in a fight.
I mean, look at him.
Thrackmule flexes
3
with his
sizes bigger.
20 strength, but says, I do not fight slaves. This place disturbs me. And the fact that the Republic allows a place such as this to exist. And just make my way back the way we
You guys,
came from to, like, get
you
out
walk
of here
towards
and
that
leave.
platform where your airspeeder dropped you off. And there is no airspeeder there currently. However, there is a little terminal, and one of the buttons just says summons. You could press that, presumably to summon an airspeeder. You guys hit it, and the button starts flashing green, and there's a little as you guys wait. You notice that when you guys were on the promenade, there was a lot of people smoking spice. Like this seems to be like the thing to do here. However, on this yacht specifically, there are people taking death sticks like shots. And like in the Star Wars world, spice, depending on what type of spice, is usually like on the weed side of things. Death sticks is like straight coke. Like they're this appears to be like the upper echelon of ne'er-doers. However, as the longer you stand there, the more uncomfortable you get. Fortunately for you, an airspeeder approaches and the door opens up, waiting to be boarded.
I immediately step in.
Yep.
I get in.
Oh,
I don't know, brown martini glass full of
There's a girl, or not a server girl, sorry, wandering out the platter, and it's got some on there. And she allows you to take one, and then you guys hop on. As soon as you're all on and one of you hits the little button, it flies back to the promenade. where you are dropped off at the transport station. And you notice that there are several different airspeeders with different location cards up above each speeder station. One that says the gaming floor, one that you just got off of that says private, one that says arena, and one that says residential.
So.
And then there
where's
is, of course, the
next?
passageway that leads you back to the promenade.
Or are we just gonna leave?
I have no reason to stick
Can we
around.
gamble?
Oh,
Or
no,
are we not doing that anymore?
but if you would like to, I'll make sure you don't get yourself shot while you're doing it.
You can't bring guns to the gambling floor, they said.
I know. I won't have any on me. I gesture to my handgun.
Oh yes, you have that. I have mind powers.
I think the fist gun is more exciting than that, but that's just me.
Yes, well, it's very, 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 very more noticeable.
I'm just gonna
Well,
cross my
my
hands
fa-
in front of me. Like, just put this one over this one, just kind of like rest them down.
Where is more
Is-
combat viable?
Unless somebody is like actively searching you for weapons, it's not inherently like you don't look at that and think, "Ah, gun." It's it does, especially somebody who's not intimately familiar with like clone armor. It does sort of just look like armor.
That's the plan. All right. Well, I am absolutely uncomfortable by this place. I did give us all sabak lessons for free. So if somebody wants to put that to work, then I suppose I don't mind sticking around.
Well, and if we make some more credits, we can always maybe fund that towards a ship.
Oh, we need our own ship. Hyperfuel's expensive too, and it's not even just the investment of the ship. And I go off on a dad-like rant about taxes and stuff.
I mean, we have to pay for landing permits, we have to pay for hyperfuel, we have to pay for maintenance. I mean, do any of us even know how to astrogate? Because I certainly don't.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I'm fairly good at astrogate.
So, are you guys heading to the gaming floor? Because I suppose I could as well.
Yes, that's right. At least one game.
And
All
then
right.
the arena tonight.
I
I mean,
suppose.
can we watch for free?
Probably not.
Honestly, I'd bet on the. No. We're on here on Republic for Republic business and Republic isn't alone. I'm sorry. I got caught up in the thrill of this all. I will watch, but I will not partake.
Okay,
Let's go.
there you go. The gaming floor.
We go to gaming floor.
Gaming
All right.
floor.
You guys walk over to the transport that says gaming floor. The droid there pulls up a little screen. He says, "Select your available travel route." And I assume one of you selects the gaming floor. Door opens up. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
All right.
It flies it starts taking you in the same path that it took to reach Nemro's yacht. However, eventually it dips down into one of the lower levels and then back up to the surface level, but on in what appears to be a different sector. To this large, basically it's like the only proper word to use to describe this thing is a palace. Flashing red and purple lights everywhere, like people going, "Whoa!" or "Oh!" from inside. There's people are shouting, people are drinking. It's festivities abound. You thought the promenade was nuts. This place is I mean, it's Star Wars Vegas. So take Vegas and then knock it up to Star Wars level. This place is probably full of sin, and you should all feel bad for being here.
I feel dirty even watching.
It's like when you find a video that's interesting but not necessarily pleasurable, and you're like, I'm not telling anybody I'm watching this one. You're gonna keep this one to yourself, you guys. It opens up. The door opens up, and once again the timer starts. At the it's sort of like in a parking lot area in front of this giant, magnificent palace. And like at this point, you're so deep in the inner city of Nar Shaddaa, the air is full of pollution. You can tell from the orange color, it's not car pollution. There's just so much spice in the air, it makes a haze.
Jesus. We're just walking in here like we're like taking a deep breath and you pass the fuck out.
You guys.
The entire city was hotboxed.
Stuff.
Yeah,
my
that's basically Nar
lungs
Shaddaa.
were grown in a test tube, dude. If I breathe too hard, I'm dead.
This entire planet has been hotboxed.
I kind of am like, I'm loosening up a little bit more, and I'm like,
This
We might as
place,
well go
at
skydive.
least compared to Nemro's barge, well, it does see like debaucherous and sinful. It's not. It doesn't have the sinister air of cruelty to it that Nemro had, with his armed bodyguards abound, and then the torture of an innocent Wookiee. Like you certainly don't feel like a good little Christian boy walking in, but you're not like literally walking into a gangster's dance party. However, as soon as you go through the doors, there's a little gate thingy that's checking people's ages. Under whatever their species considered adult is, they are a somewhat forgiving place here. They don't have like their own planet's set number. It's just like, oh, Arcanians are adults at 4 years old. Sounds good. When really Arcanians age just as fast as humans, but they don't really check. They just ask for your age and identification and then take your word for it. Because the more people let in, the more profits they make. You hear the ding 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 of slot machines everywhere. People shouting, people playing cards, people playing basically anything you can do to bet money on. There are screens with speeder races off over in the corner, and there's like just stuff going on, and there are multiple floors to this. It's nuts. This place is huge. Nemro is not known the Emperor of Gambling for nothing. Known as the Emperor of Gambling for nothing. He does quite literally have an empire, and this is the head of the Nemro's Palace franchise.
all right. I kind of look over at Davar and go, well, take the lead, friend.
Well, and I'm gonna start scooting along, past the slot machines to the. I already forgot the name of the card game.
Sabak.
Sabak.
There are no sabak tables on this floor.
No.
Oh no.
Is there like an elevator up to? Can I see like
There
people
is
playing
an
Sabak?
elevator.
Like,
There's a big glass tube with a repulsor lift elevator in the back of the room. It seems to be like one of the visual centerpieces of the building, as like everything sort of flows towards that side of the building, and then there's this magnificent glass thingy, elevator thingy. Oh, I just thought of the perfect comparison. For those of you that have read the Percy Jackson series, and the first one, they go to this casino, the Lotus Casino. It's kind of like that. We're just, this place is so stupidly outrageous.
Yep.
That's a good comparison. Anyway, yeah, there are those elevators in the back of the room if you would like to go there. Also, as a note, just to speed things up a bit, unless somebody specifically says, I would like to do this, I am assuming everybody is following.
Yes,
Whatever
I'm gonna go make
instruction.
food while this is happening.
All right, cool.
I have some food.
okay, so going up to the gambling tables
Mhm.
or going to the
You
elevator.
you go up and each floor, like followed by the floor number, is a list of attractions that they have on that floor. And Sabak is at the very, very top of the roof.
Okay. I reluctantly just boop.
You raise up higher and higher and higher. This building is enormous. Until finally you're on the roof area. And the air out here, it's sort of set up the same way his yacht was, but on a larger scale, with the canvas canopy thingies over and like a large open area. But rather than a dance floor, this one is covered in card tables. This entire top floor seems to be dedicated specifically to playing Sabak.
Does there look like there's a table of kind of like people who look more inexperienced with playing?
Make a spot check.
That's gonna be a 10.
All right, you don't see any tables that are open at all, period. You do, however, notice over on the back towards one of the edges of the roof, towards the back edge of the roof, there is a little section of people just sitting there, sitting on couches, and the sign above it says card queue. Q spelled Q-U-E-A. Not Q-U-E.
Q-U-E-U-E?
Yes, that one. Thank you. I totally forgot how to spell it. Like it was in my head. That one. Yes. Q-U-E-U-E.
With that, I'm going to kind of turn over to the other two.
There are only two with you? Everybody is with you.
Everyone's with me, but there's only two technically here. So
Okay, cool.
I'm going to turn to them. Are you guys willing to wait for me to play, or?
I will watch over you and make sure nobody tries to stab you if you win.
Okay, and I'm going to start over to the.
If he does make it to the Spock thing, I want to try a thing before he gets into a game.
Okay. As of now, you guys just go over to like the waiting area. It's kind of the people there have the same attitude as they would like the doctor office's waiting area, just like, oh, this sucks. But at the same time, there is a little raised platform with a little sexy dancy lady, unsurprisingly a Twi'lek. For those of you who are curious, the lore reason for there being Twi'leks, other than them being the go-to sexy alien for Star Wars, is that Ryloth is a terrible, terrible place and makes lots of money on selling women. So that's why slave dancer girls are a common thing.
I'm going to lean over to Thrakmiel. I think I'm going to get one of those when we get on ship.
No. No. No.
And there are more servers going around with drinks. They appear to be complimentary. Without asking, they hand each of you a small champagne glass filled with the champagne-like substance.
Okay.
I'm gonna give mine to Dabar.
I've already downed one of them.
Dabar's 4 drinks in, but honestly, I feel like that won't even do much.
How much do you weigh, Dabar?
3,000 pounds.
Okay.
And that's small for a hut.
He's fine. Yeah, you guys sit and wait, listen to tunes. 52, you try your best not to, but occasionally you catch yourself glancing up at the Twilight Girl for a little bit too long. And you're like, no, good soldier, good soldier,
I'm like,
good soldier.
Nah, no.
There are some. I forgot to mention. As soon as you entered the queuing area, you guys were given a number for your group, not like individually.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys wait there in the queuing area, and eventually your number is called. It says, number 67 to table number 12.
I'm going to kind of glance around, like squint a little bit, try and find table number 12. And
Table
then,
number 12 is right between tables number 11 and 13.
Makes sense.
ooh, interesting. And then I'm going to go approach.
You guys go up, and there are 12 open seats, which is odd because the Bach is traditionally played with a maximum of 8 people. There are 12 open seats, and what you guys have like a little Uno attack box, right? This table, it's a circular table with a hollowed out middle, and a 4-armed droid is in the middle. He is spinning around mad, whipping out cards super fast and throwing them into the playing areas of players with perfect precision as he distributing cards, collecting chips, distributing chips. And so like this droid is in the hollow, and then surrounding the droid, but separate from the rest of the table, is like another little ring, and that's where all the chips sit. Is he? Welcome. I am Card Shark number 4783.
Yeah, probably.
If Jared's
should
the
we-
host, how does this work?
Hey,
Hey,
Did
my
Garrick start
pow-
recording,
my
or did Jared?
power just went out.
Hey, so did mine.
is it recording
Don't
again?
sucks.
Are we good?
I think so.
Did you start recording it again, Rick?
I don't know if it ever
Yeah.
stopped.
It's
Well, when you
recording.
dipped
Because
out, it probably
Garrett's now
did.
the host.
Yeah, I know,
I
but
am.
like non-host people can record it, and since Garrick has the first half, he should probably have the second half as well.
Yeah,
So it's all in one
the
place.
top right corner.
Garrick, check your thingy. Is it recording
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you?
it says it in
Okay.
the thing.
Well, yeah. My thing is that now it's just going to be 2 separate files for the recording.
I'm
and
pretty
just-
sure it's 3 because I think I ended it on accident earlier.
You paused it for the pee break we took.
Yeah, I think I accidentally ended it though, as opposed to pausing it. We'll deal with it later.
We'll figure it out. All right.
Anyway, is there a handicap accessible spot for this? Or can I like move the stool?
No, when you approached one of the stools, lowered into the floor, opening a spot for you.
Ooh. I'm just going to inch up towards it.
All right. So despite the fact that there are 12 seats, only 3 more individuals show up. So this would be a 4-man game. Sorry, technically a 5-man game, because the house plays as well. Because I mean
no.
they have to make money somehow.
The house always wins.
Yeah, that's a good rule. All right, you guys see, you have, as opposed to there being one little screen displaying all the information, each seat has its personal screen, and it says buy in 1,000.
I take, I think it was 10 of my little 100 chips. And I just going to slide them in.
All right, make a gambling roll.
Which die do I want to use? I'm going to use this one.
Wait, can I do my thing before we get into the game?
Yeah, sorry.
Page 90 of the handbook.
Uh-huh.
It talks about the gather information skill.
Right.
It talks about how I can the DC of specific types of information and how much I can cost to make a bribe, and it will give me a certain aptitude or a circumstance bonus if I do a certain amount of credits. I want to ask around, and it'll basically take me the whole night as well. As something I want to see if anybody has any ships, any like secondhand ships they're willing to give up, or like any. Because the way I see it, they're a bunch of rich people, so they're like, oh yes, my other ship is, a bunch of
there
junkers.
was more hoity-toity and full of rich people on Nemro's yacht, Here at the palace, it appears to be a mix of both the super bougie and drunken gamblers.
Right.
So yeah, you can go ahead and make that gather information check.
Cool. I would like to throw some credits in,
Okay.
depending on the type of information it would be.
Right.
Specific is, I think, what it is labeled under.
Yes, this would be specific.
So that would be 100 credits.
Okay.
And then I
Yes,
would
sir.
have, and I think that gives me a +1.
I don't have the page open.
You
so
can also increase the amount of credits used to gather information, gaining a circumstance bonus by effectively offering a bribe. So that's +1, and then I can pay half for continuously for more circumstance bonuses.
Okay.
My point being is I want to offer 300 credits, which would be +5 to the roll.
Okay, go ahead. Make that roll.
Okay. +5, and then plus my 2 because of charisma will be a 19.
Okay. You find out pretty readily that speaking to palace officials, the big grand prize, it's a special event tonight in the arena, and the grand prize for the winner, if somebody bets that if whoever makes the maximum bet against the champion, against Nemro's champion, if they win, then they will win a starship.
Interesting. And then I'm done because what I just did took like the entirety of the night to find
Okay.
out.
All right. I'm gonna have you make a gambling roll.
Yeah, I rolled before Garrick did his thing. I just kind of kept that dice there, so or die.
Don't do that. Roll again.
Yeah, what the fuck, Avery? God, how dare you?
I'm sorry.
I interrupted you, damn it.
Fuck you, Garrick. You fucking dropped the roll by a significant number.
It's me, Ricky. You can fake this out, dude. There's a randomizer. There's extra. You got this.
Rook better be giving me a back massage this entire time to ease me.
Who?
Rook?
Oh, gotcha. That's me. I was like, who the fuck?
All right. So you pay 1,000. The punt is now 5,000. Obviously, the house does not pay into the pot. And with that, you are first.
I'm just going to stay as is, just to kind of see how this game goes and observe other people.
The next player raises to 1,500. The player after that raises to 2,500.
Oh boy.
The house stays at 2,500. The bet is 2,500. Or sorry, that's one round. I have to randomize. All right. The light, which is on top of the droid's head, it flicks back and forth until landing on blue. Everything stays as is.
Just stay as, so like just pay in and stay.
Okay. Right. The next guy is going to fold, revealing his cards to be a 27, which is a bomb out. The next guy is going to stay at 2,500. However, the house reveals their hand. What is your roll?
It was only a 16, so.
Well, the house rolled a 21. So, house collects all the credits. And next hand.
I don't want to. I'm just gonna get
You're
up,
gonna get up
get
and leave?
and move away. I'm gonna leave.
Everything's
I
all
don't wanna
great.
lose all.
Yeah.
All right. How many credits did you lose in that?
Okay, so this is my question because this is the one thing I really don't understand. So I put in the 10,000 credits, but then like
Put in
in
1,000
normal poker, that's a
credits.
or sorry, 1,000 credits. That's what I meant. Put in the 1,000 credits, and then like normal poker, it's just like, oh, we bumped it up to 2,500. They'd pay up the additional
No,
1,500 to match.
each bid gets bumped up.
Yeah, so I would have put in 3,500 credits. Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Also,
playing
that's how
poker
it works
wrong.
in poker too.
Yeah, you've
I
been
don't-
playing
That,
poker.
that's
Yeah,
how my
that's-
family.
That's not how poker.
That's how
works.
I've played it with my family.
Your family plays it very. well.
I was like, that is
Well-
not correct.
Okay, that's why I was so confused because I was talking.
Now I understand why Avery was confused the whole time because his family has lied to him his entire life and
Yeah.
probably cheated him out of some money.
Well, we never played for money. It's always just like for fun at Thanksgiving. And
Yeah, no, that's not how poker works, Chief.
okay,
It's not
well,
fun if it's not for money.
That's what I'm saying. All right, so you spend one night, or you spend one hand at the table, and not even finishing an entire game. After one hand, you're like, considering that it only went through 3 turns, and then the house won by a landslide, I think I'm just gonna leave. As a note, the house has a +5 aptitude bonus, so that's how that works.
gotcha.
House always wins.
So you guys are like, oh well, maybe Sabac's not the game to play here, and you make your way towards the elevator where you meet up with
All right.
52, who has acquired some new information.
I'm not-
What's his name? Is
Rook. Right. I'm not saying that I condone the activities, but if we bet against the champion, which I think is the Wookiee, in tonight's battle arena, and our competitor wins, we will get a starship.
Yes.
Chances are the Hutt's cheating.
I mean, did you see the Wookiee? I don't think he appreciates the Hutt. I don't think he would cheat for him.
I'm saying he drugs the other fighter, something along those lines.
I say we just look and see, what
Yeah,
what
can't
we're up
hurt.
against. We'll
It can't
just
hurt.
we'll just see what the arena's like.
Yeah.
I thought-
a ship. Yes.
Yes, there's a chance we could get a ship. We just have to put the maximum bet,
Which is
probably a lot.
Let's find out what the maximum bet is and see who. Well, how? And then we need to go about finding out who his competitors are. Otherwise, it might be one of us in there.
You guys, you make your way through the palace back to the speeder terminal, and when it asks you to select your available travel route, you rather than the promenade as you have before, you select the arena, and it flies you down past the promenade, and then dips down and flies really, really deep into the bowels of Nar Shaddaa, before finally stopping at this giant Colosseum thingy, not Colosseum thingy, at this giant Colosseum. And there is a ton of people showing up. It seems like tonight is main event time. And there's a giant electronic billboard thingy right on the front. And it's got a picture of a giant angry Wookiee, and it's got a picture of I forgot their name, Basilisk, a giant Basilisk man, and it's like a boxing match, but it's got them like shown up against each other, and like when in MMA fights when they like take the pictures of each other with their fists in each other's faces, and it looks so homoerotic. It's like that, except this Wookiee looks like he's about to tear this dude's arms off. And it cuts to a picture from a previous fight when the Wookiee was fighting against a Deveronian guy. And the Wookiee has one arm in each of his hands.
Oh
The
my God.
Deveroni is on his knees in front of him. There's you would recognize a giant insectoid beast known as an Acklay, and it's got this Wookiee with his arm around the Acklay's throat. It seems like this is some pretty serious stuff. Not for the faint of heart at all. finally, the image that catches your attention is it says, tonight's grand prize, the Vanta Black.
All right. That's a cool name. I mean, think about it. We can pool up everything we've gotten in together, and maybe we can win the grand prize. Or, God, we really got to see. Is the competitor the Basilisk? Can I get that?
No, that appeared to be
From
one
a
of the many
previous
shots
fight.
from previous fights.
All right, we got to see what the competitor. Do we know what the competitor is before? Why am I asking you? You guys have never seen one of these fights before. Let's go. Let's go
You guys
into
are
the.
walking up towards, and immediately past the entrance, there is the giant betting thing, and it's very stereotypical. One guy standing up on the counter, or it's kind of like a bar. Like, calm down. He's fiddling with a board with names behind him, and everybody's got their money waving up, and you're like, ah. For those of you that have seen the movie The Running Man, it's very much like that. And the top bet is 12,000 against, and that one is like circled so that people know that that's the primary.
What do you guys think?
Well,
Who the challenger is.
I try to look around and see if there's any way to find out what the challenger is.
You could probably approach the guy who seems to be in charge of everything. I believe he's fairly preoccupied. You could just like ask around.
I would like to ask around. Yeah, just sort of like there's a crowd of people interested in tonight's fight. I'm sure they've got some sort of information on it.
Yeah, this doesn't even require a gather information check. This dude straight up, the fighter fighting against the Nemro's thing. I don't know. He's some off-worlder, never fought here before. Some sort of professional Wookiee hunter, I think. It's supposed to be a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys think maybe? Oh my god.
Oh, professional Wookiee hunter.
Come on. It's got okay. All right. You know what? Look.
20,
I have
20,000
8,000.
for him.
I have 8,000 credits on me, and I'm willing to contribute all of
What's
that.
the maximum
bet right
what's the
now
maximum
is
bet?
12,000.
I'm willing to contribute all of that if someone's willing to
It
help
would
out.
be
guys, if we
safe
put
to
in
assume
all of our
that
credits.
people can bet higher than that. So like,
Let's
if,
wait for betting to come close to an end and
Yeah.
then put our bet in.
Right.
Let's be
Yes.
like on eBay when you throw it in at like the last couple of seconds, like that.
Those are the worst people. The
True.
worst people.
But
Oh, I am that person.
that's what I did.
We're not trying to lose a lot of credits.
You guys see people wrestling around. Most people don't really seem to be touching that last bet. Presumably because the odds are pretty solid that Nemro's Monster, that's his title, is Nemro's Monster, will win this fight.
That makes
because
me
he is
big sad.
fought a lot.
Look,
And
12,000
his opponent's
more.
his opponent's name is just the Beast Slayer. That's his title.
I have faith in my boy.
If
You
it's
guys
even
don't even
him,
know
if it's
if
even
that's
him,
who it is.
God, I really hope it is. I hope it's not some random dude.
There are some other fights going on. There's fights between monsters. There's because I'm unoriginal when it comes to Star Wars gladiatorial arenas. There is a giant reek, which is a big bull, fighting a giant acklay, which is a big bug thing. There's something called bantha charges, which you guys in your time like standing around here, you learn is basically jousting.
I was
but
gonna
on the top
say
of mammoths.
that's awesome. I was like, that sounds like jousting.
yeah.
There's Basilisk mud wrestling, self-explanatory.
Yes. Oh my God! I wish I would have
Oh,
done some sort of unarmed fighter. I would love to do all this.
This place is like anything imaginable. There's armed combat, there's unarmed combat, but the main event is the biggest monster, or like the most combatively proficient monster they have versus whoever was brave enough to decide they want to die tonight. And in this case, it is Nemro's Monster versus the off-world Beast Slayer.
I want to
No,
see
by
if
the-
there's any way we can find where where they keep the people who, like,
Find this
You ask
off-world
around
beast
for a
slayer.
bit, and the guy that you ask, you find an official, and he looks human, but his skin is like a silvery white, and his hair is pure white blonde. You would recognize him as the semi-common Arcanian. They're a fairly wealthy race of humanoids, somewhat involved in banking and investments, but also hyperspace travel. Anyway, he's wearing a uniform, so you know he works here. See the fighters? Are you crazy? Yes, you can rig it. Next. And that's as far as that information goes.
Damn it. Look, I'm willing to take the gamble. I'm willing to contribute all 8,000 of my credits towards this big.
The question is, here we go, 12,001.
About that, at the end of the night, or getting close to the end of the night, at this point, if you guys want seats, they're running low and they might sell out. It appears this fighter probably poses the biggest chance against Nemro's monster that has shown up in a while. So everybody's coming here to see.
Wait, we have
this.
to pay for tickets?
Yes.
Bullshit.
Cheap
How is the
seats
ticket?
are pretty cheap. Like if you get upper level seats, 10
Back-
credits each.
Okay, yep. Rosie, I want those.
Nosebleed.
The
Nope.
nosebleeds.
All right, what's the bet up to now?
The bet approaching the fight time gets to 18,000 credits against.
I will fork up.
20,000.
You what?
I will fork up 7,000 myself.
I got
I'm
8,000 myself.
Thrackmule is willing to fork up 9,000.
Holy. Okay. Well, we all don't need to contribute
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Let's.
I
Is
think we
everyone?
all contribute
Is
the-
everyone willing to contribute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if needed.
So let's just say
20,000 even?
Let's say
or-
yeah. Let's just say 4,000 each. Get 20,000
Yeah.
even.
All right. You each contribute 4,000 credits. And you've got to sit there and wave and get this guy's attention. You shout at the top of your lungs for like 5 minutes, 20,000, 20,000, trying to get this guy. And eventually he hears it, 20,000. We have 20,000. I can't get over there. Give the lady your money. Get the hell out of here before these guys kill you.
And then
And you see,
$10.
as soon as you get this guy's attention, people start, is this a 20? You son of a 20. I wish I could. I swear to God.
all right, $10 tickets, everybody. Come on. And we
You guys, you fork over 20,000, and this lady gives you a ticket. Now, bear in mind, if you do not raise the bet before the end of the fight, then of course that ticket will be null and void. We take maximum bet for the Vanta Black only. Am I understood?
wait. They can raise it during the fight.
No. Until the fight starts. This fight starts in 5 minutes, so like odds are you'll be fine. But if something happens in those 5 minutes, you're out of luck.
Let's be safe here.
Let's wait.
No.
Wait it out.
Someone should stay.
Right. But if you want tickets, it'll be at that booth right there. Thank y'all.
I will buy a ticket.
You
I'm
get the-
assuming I still have the
Get the
most
hell
money,
off the
so I'll
table.
stay.
Come on, have some decency.
I have pretty crap money, so I'm gonna go over and I'll go over with Lou. We'll buy tickets.
Okay.
So your name is Rook now. How does that feel?
I am so excited. This is one of the greatest days of my entire. This is one of the greatest weeks of my entire life, and we just got
But the
arrested.
Chancellor played a lot of cards and won some cash, got a card machine. You got your
Nice.
name. You're about to watch a Wookiee tear some guy's arms off.
I
Maybe.
really,
like
Maybe.
If
calling
this
me
is-
by a number.
if this is Baracus, I really hope we can
Get him on a ship.
motivate him to win, and we could recruit him if we win it. If we win this ship, I know it's pretty crazy, but we've contributed all of our credits towards it. So
Well,
Nice to
You
have.
guys get your
Four,
tickets
5,000.
for the seats, and
how
you
much
guys
are
wait,
they?
No, 10 each. So you guys will pay 50 credits.
can I pay 30 and you play 20?
Sure.
Cool, because that just brings me down to an even number. So
And then nobody bets above 20,000 for the rest of the night. It appears to be that anybody like wealthy enough to bet lots of money probably already owns a starship. So, like, people aren't super. There are lots of bets going on at lower levels, though. It's just whoever bets the highest. So that's how that works. Anyway, you guys are eventually, you go up to your seats. And this man this weak-way man wearing a magnificent golden cape with the silhouette of a Hutt, and the tip of the tail starts at the top shoulder and like gradually grows into the silhouette of who you could assume to be Nemro, in gold on a green background on this man's cape. Wearing a fine green and gold tunic and wearing a magnificent top hat of the same color scheme. There's a microphone in his hand, and then you guys, you see this man fly out on a hovering platform into the middle of this coliseum as you guys are way up there. You can't see super well, but there are also screens so that you can like see sort of what's going on better. And as soon as he gets into the middle, everybody's like, you know what it's like before like a performance or something. Everybody's sort of like talking, and then the lights just, and everybody goes silent before spotlights on this man and fog is rolling in on the floor of the stadium. Everybody, welcome to Nemro's Dungeon! And people start going, yeah, yeah!
No, I'm just kidding.
I totally forgot to mention. This happened at the gambling floor as well. Your weapons were confiscated on the way in. That's really important. Should have brought that up. Totally slipped my mind. If you guys would like to make any effort to conceal weapons so that doesn't happen, go ahead. Your lightsaber is not noticed. Your punch gun is not noticed. Other than that, your weapons.
What about my lightsaber?
Yeah, if it's in your backpack, you're fine.
Oh no.
They sort of like give you the quick little, okay, you're good, but they don't really care. Like they're doing it. They're probably just confiscating weapons to keep the feds off their tail, but they don't really care if anyone gets shot. Like it's merely a formality. Anyway, sorry, I totally took us out of the moment. Nemro's Dungeon! Now I know you're all excited for our big boy, the monster. But we've got some other fights that are going to be just as good before that. So I think you guys are in for an entire night of carnage and brutality. And the bright white spotlights flash red and start strobing on this guy. For our first event, we have a classic here at Nemro's Dungeon. Never before seen anywhere but Nemro's Dungeon. Bantha rushing! And the light flashes off of him and onto this dude. It's like he's like a bull rider, but with a giant lance. And this big armored dude on top of this bantha. And there's 3 of them all lined up together. And then the lights flash to the other side of the Coliseum, and there's 3 more. Alrighty, everybody. Now just a few housekeeping rules. If you can really help it, avoid throwing things into the stadium. If you can't, we get it. Somebody will probably eat it, and it'll get covered with blood. No one will tell anyway. Also, don't jump in unless you want to die a terrible death. And we're not responsible for any maiming, injuring, or death to occur to you or anybody you love at all. Flies away. Begin! And these banthas rush at each other. And like in traditional jousting, you know, they make one pass, smack into each other right away, get a new lance. It's all very organized. This is just, they just start, and they hit each other, and then they circle back around and hit each other again. And at first, it appeared that it was teams of 3-on-3, but by the end of it, nobody can really tell whose team is who because they're all wearing identical armor, so they're all just riding into each other. Anytime somebody gets knocked off, like, you can tell, even from your seats up here, you can't see his face, but there is fear in this man as he's now on the ground in this rush of 6 raging banthas as he claws and crawls his way to safety as there's these small cages that they exited through. You're thinking to yourself, I mean, this is pretty intense, but it's not like graphically violent. And right as the thought crosses your mind, a man gets bucked off of his bantha, and his stomach lands on the horn of an opponent as it skewers straight through him.
Hell yeah.
And the bantha like just sort of gets pissed and throws his head off, or tosses his head and throws the man's mangled body free.
And I
Before
go,
continuing-
"Yeah!" And then I kind of look over.
You are not at all the only one. Everybody is going crazy. Like lances are snapping, and so they have to try to ride away and grab a new one from the jockey on the other side. And eventually, there's only 2 left. The banthas are all still going crazy. There's always 6 banthas, but like people get knocked off or killed. Eventually, there's only 2 riders left, and they're riding towards each other at full speeds, traditional jousting style. But then one of them tosses his lance into overhand and then throws it at the guy, and it hits him. It hits his opponent in the face, and he flies off the back
Holy
before
shit.
getting trampled by another bantha running behind him.
Does he see? Does he move? Does he like twitch at least?
You hear faintly from your high seats, "My leg! Oh, my leg!" Before some droids take some time, and they use droids because it's far too dangerous for any like humanoid creature to do. They use droids to clear out the banthas, drag the bodies off, get the gore and viscera. There's no way they can clean it away. However, they don't even announce what's next, as water floods into this arena, soaking the dirt, turning into just a vicious mud pit. And then from like all around the sides, cages open up, and you hear somehow louder than the angry wild bantha beasts, these angry men charge at each other with forearms, and it's called wrestling, but these dudes are throwing punches and choking each other out, dragging each other through the mud. Like, limbs are getting snapped. So, like, there's this one dude who takes another basilisk, and he takes 2 of his arms and puts them behind his head, uses the other 2 arms to pull his feet out from under him, and just holds his face into the mud until he drowns.
Holy shit.
And he throws the dead body at the next guy next nearest. Until, as it appears, this is how all of the sports in this arena works. There is only one man left that's not dead or unconscious. And he's got one of his arms, his upper left arm is like hanging like limply as if it's dislocated or broken. But he's still...
And I'm like, yeah! And I look over the dead body. I'm like, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Yeah.
Once again, the dead bodies are cleared, and the floor, there seems to be a device in the floor designed that it opens up, and so the entire floor turns into basically like a big spaghetti strainer, and then the floor vibrates and all the wet soft mud floods through to clear the wet mud before sand is poured all over with the flying droid. And at this point, it's kind of like an intermission because they have to replace the mud floor with the dry dirt floor. While the hover droid with a big sand bucket is covering the floor in sand, you now notice there's the server men. Star Wars peanuts, get your Star Wars peanuts here, right? Yeah, Star Wars peanuts. 3 credits, just 3 credits for a bag of Star Wars peanuts here. Stadium food, man, it's not cheap.
No, Star Wars peanuts. Does he actually
Yeah, I know. I don't know what they're called. They're just Star Wars peanuts now.
Okay, gotcha. That's like, what? Okay, yep.
Might as well get something positive out of this. I'll buy a bag of
You will
peanuts.
pay
Elephants like
3
peanuts,
credits
right?
for a bag of peanuts about this big.
Oh, but
Stadium food,
What
man.
elephant gets peanuts?
fucking scammers.
When he gets them, I'm gonna reach over and like take a handful.
After
Star
Crow
Wars
takes a handful, you have like 5 peanuts left. Mark down that you've spent 3 credits on peanuts.
Wow, this is a time and a half, man.
As soon as the bag's empty, I'd like to try and throw it into the arena.
You crumple up and you throw it into the arena. However, it's a bag and you're on the very top row. Throw like 2
That's
rows
why.
and hit some dude in the back of the head. And it hits a Zabrak and sticks on one of his horns. And
I just like,
If he does that to me, I'm gonna do it back and try and intimidate him.
all right, roll an intimidate check.
Because
Fucking
why
Star
not?
Wars peanuts. God.
Star Wars peanuts?
It's just Star Wars
I
peanuts.
just-
Yeah.
I'm like pretending I hear
Oh, I'm
you
not
yelling
very
that.
intimidating.
This is the May 4th session. I gotta milk it for everything I can.
11 for intimidation, boyos.
He looks up at you, and as you sort of back at him, he just takes that bag that stuck to his horn, and from 3 rows down, spits the wet, soggy, chewed up bag right onto your face. This is
Fucking disgusted, man.
this is a new breed of people, and I use the word people very loosely. Like, not only are you in Nar Shaddaa, you are like in the bowels of Nar Shaddaa, and these are the people that attend illegal blood sport on probably the seediest
God.
planet in the galaxy. Like, it does not get grosser than
good.
this.
It's so good.
Eventually, after the droids are finished covering everything in sand, the announcer comes in and announces the next fight, which is the Acklay Reek fight. And the Acklay, these things, whereas in Attack of the Clones, they were just like traditional, this is your average version of this species. These dudes look like they've been fed steroids for their entire short, miserable lives. And like the Acklay has how the bone sort of sticks out of his arms to create like a thing. Those have been broken off and replaced with metal blades. And he's got enhanced tusks and horns. And the Reek has like armor that was riveted to his body. These things are built for war and not in a humane way. Like PETA would have an aneurysm.
That's good. They deserve to have aneurysm.
Peter should die.
And as soon as the fight starts, the Acklay, they let him out, and they give him one last with an electro pike in it. And it gets really mad, starts charging at the Reek, and they give the same to the Reek, and the Reek starts and they're charging at each other. And as soon as they get within like attack range, the Reek lowers its head, raises it up right at the Acklay's chest. And this Acklay is huge, but the Reek is able to throw it up over itself, and the Acklay lands on its back with its underbelly exposed. And then the Reek circles around and digs its forward-facing tusks into the Acklay's soft exposed belly. And it seems like the crowd is severely disappointed with how quick that fight was, as the Acklay guts spill out onto the thing, and the Reek grabs its innards with its teeth. And the people have to come out and sort of corral it with the electro pipes in. Before finally, the lights dim, and out on the hover pad, the man with the magnificent cape. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, it's main event time. I give you a defending champion, Nemro's monster, the beast, the foul atrocity, the inhuman killing machine. And he raises his arm up towards one of the cages, or they're like a portcullis, and it raises up, and you see that you saw him earlier, it's the same Wookiee. And he was like very like downtrodden, and he looked like weak and not like weak, but like beaten and like gross and mangy. He's been cleaned up, and he's wearing magnificent glittering golden armor. And he's like hyping up the crowd. It appears that though he is a slave, he has been trained in his craft, which is, as much as it is violence, performance. So he's and everybody's like, yeah, rip his arms off, yeah. And you take a specific moment of your time to boo and ridicule the slave that is forced to do this against his will, and you feel kind of bad about it. And our challenger, an off-worlder, never before seen here in the terrible pits of Nar Shaddaa, a professional Wookiee slayer. Does he have what it takes? The Beast Slayer, Baracus the Terrible!
That's our boy.
And the portcullis opens up, and you see a Trandoshan man. You can't make him out from the distance, but on the screen, you see the all too familiar face of good old Uncle Baracus. Wookiee pelt hung over one arm. He doesn't seem to be performing as much as he is here just to kill another Wookiee. Probably the most terrible and ferocious Wookiee anybody has ever seen. He cracks his knuckles and he's... Another one for the scorekeeper. And the crowd is boo, and those that have bet on him are like, yeah, but most of them are like, boo. Everybody's going crazy. This fight is going to be ridiculous, probably more intense than any that has ever been seen.
Can I make a check of some kind to scream and try to get Baracus to hear me?
Make a strength check.
Okay.
As you push your
Oh,
diaphragm
fuck.
and vocal cords to capacity.
I got a natural one.
You think the Zabrak in front of you that spit his thing might hear you, maybe? As you're, yeah, woo, go, Baracus, I know you, yeah. But that's like 3 rows is probably your max.
So,
And so,
yeah.
here it is, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Although if you're a child, you really shouldn't be here. We begin! And the lights all go out except for the spotlights overhead now illuminate just Baracus and Nemro's monster. As Nemro's monster is... And Baracus is just slowly walking towards this dude, stoic. He's
Kick his
here to do a
hairy
job.
ass, Baracus!
Before the Nemro's monster turns towards Baracus and starts... He starts speeding up,
Oh, God.
and Baracus speeds up as well, and so they're both running full force at each other. And it's like in Thor Ragnarok, they both jump up in the air at each other with a punch aimed, and then they land. And Baracus goes sailing backwards as this monster of a Wookiee.
Oh.
Boom!
Oh.
And Baracus hits the dirt, slides, and there's a Trandoshan-shaped trail in the dirt from when he slides across the arena. And the Nemro's monster runs towards him and jumps up into the air like about to Hulk smash this dude. He lands on top of Baracus and slams both hands on his chest. And after those 2 hits, Baracus looks like he's not doing super great.
Jesus. The fight just started. What the fuck?
Nemro picks up Baracus, and Baracus is like hitting and clawing at him. And the Wookiee, he holds up Baracus in one hand, and he unleashes
Oh, Jesus.
his other.
No!
Cthulhu, I'm gonna have you make a knowledge check, an intelligence check.
Ooh, I got a nice saucy 16.
All right, Cathu, in your travels, not that this is really pertinent to the story specifically at all, but just it's a fun fact that I feel like sharing. In Wookiee culture, any Wookiee who uses their claws for basically anything other than climbing is pronounced a wild claw, and it's like the most dishonorable thing a Wookiee can do. So that's the extremes that Nemro's monster has been through is to such that he will disgrace his entire culture just in service of his master Nemro. As he brings up his army across Baracus' face. And Baracus is bleeding profusely, and his body goes limp as Nemro slams his apparently incapacitated body on the ground. Nemro's monster is hyping up the crowd as much as he can. However, in doing so, does not see Baracus leap to his feet after being seemingly defeated, jumping on his back, and he puts him in a sleeper hold.
Yeah.
And and the camera that you guys are watching off, since you can't see like the actual fight very well, pans towards Nemro's monster's face, and you see for the first time in the fight the facade of heroism fades for a brief shot of fear, as this Wookiee has never faced this situation before, as he starts to squeeze and He's clawing at his back, trying to get this guy off.
Get him!
Baracus is before finally the monster puts his hands on his back and boom, slams Baracus onto his back.
I hate to interrupt. What are there for objects down in the arena right now?
There's some torn viscera. There's like it appears to be left over from the bantha rushing. It somehow survived all of the maintenance. There's a shattered shard of bantha rushing lance on the ground.
Give it to Baracus.
If I wanted to, when they're in the midst of fighting and whatnot, no, that wouldn't. I can't do anything. There's not a whole lot in the way of objects down there that I can really move. But I guess try and move the Wookiee if it gets a little too aggressive from
How
Baracus.
far away is the Wookiee from us?
But
Is
there's
that-
a significant difference between us and them. And I recognize that if and I'm okay with it if it's super difficult or impossible. Like, that will not hurt my feelings. I get it.
I also have an idea, but if it doesn't work, I am.
So don't be afraid to say, Gerald, you're a retard, and that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So
Gerald, you're a retard, and that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I hate you, Avery. You're gonna make. I'm
Don't
literally.
be
crying.
afraid to say it.
I said Nathaniel could say it. I didn't say you could say it.
My only issue is most force abilities have a range. I don't know if
10 meters.
Remove object or
Yeah. Move object is 10 meters.
Never
yeah,
mind
they're
that.
more than 10 meters away, Chief.
All right.
Yeah, there's nothing
Can
I
I-
can do.
Could I do something?
Yes.
So, I would like to explain the backstory behind this move before you think I'm just dumb.
Okay.
Me and Baracus had a lot of standoffs on who was tougher,
Mm-hmm.
and he claimed that he would want to fight me, and if he won, he would get my helmet or something. He wanted to get my helmet as like a trophy because
Okay.
he's like, I've never taken a club before.
Mhm.
So to remind him of me and his trophy for winning, and hopefully invoke some of the pain that he felt when Delos died, I'm gonna take my helmet off. God, I hope I get this back. And I'm gonna try to throw it, and I want him to see it, and I want it to just bring back all those.
Make a strength check.
And then can I use the force and try and help it along?
Make a move object check.
Okay. Strength. Lego.
Like a force push.
And make
Oh,
sure,
hell
make sure
yes.
you burn the vitality for it.
Yeah. Okay.
That is a 21 on that strength check. 18 plus 3.
Okay.
Consider
And that's a
it.
10 for that move object check.
Okay. So this worked out perfectly because the DC was 20, so 21 is wonderful. And just due to the circumstances, Gerald also needed to succeed in assist thingy. I don't remember the specific purpose, but just because it would be pretty much physically impossible for you to throw that far. So anyway, it worked out rather perfectly. You throw this helmet. I don't know what my son did in my mouth there. That was really weird. Anyway, you throw this helmet, and Thraknul unleashes a force wave, and you see like the gross particles in the air, as well as like flying debris. You just see it go as this wave is unleashed, and the helmet is. It flies into the thing. At this point, people are like actively throwing stuff into the arena, so it's not like the only thing flying in. But it lands in the sand next to Baracus, like right next to him. He's laying there in pain on his back, and he sees it, and he sees. You guys can't see this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. he sees his own reflection of his torn face in the helmet. And then his reflection fades to Delos and then to U-52. And he stands up to his feet. I'm not done with you yet, Rookie. And the monster he swings at him, and Baracus, like a trained boxer, weaves under the punch, getting once again behind it. But instead of going for a chokehold, he puts one hand like right here, and he takes his other hand and does it on the other arm, and in one magnificent motion, rips both of the Wookiee's limbs from his body, as Wookiees are known to do to other creatures.
Ruckus!
As both of these arms are now in his hand, the monster of Nemro falls face first in the sand. Baracus is and he sort of wipes some of the Wookiee's blood off of his chest. And
Back to creepy.
I'm gonna recoil a little bit when he does that. I'm gonna be like, "Ugh." I'm gonna look at my crew and I'm just losing my fucking mind. Like, he did it! He did
you're
it!"
not the only one. Everybody in the crowd, even the announcer guy. Oh my God! The upset of the century! This is insane! For the first time in the history of Nemro's palace, is champion the monster of Nemro, the beast of the dungeon, has been defeated. Wait, bet on him. Shit.
We bet against him.
Everyone's going
crazy.
crazy.
You see Baracus, he takes the two arms and he throws them into the crowd, pissed as all hell. he rips off one of the monster's shoulder pieces and he like crudely slides it onto his own shoulder, taking a trophy from yet another kill. He slowly walks out back through the portcullis in which he entered.
Devor's
Everybody's
not
going crazy.
going
Like the
crazy.
stands are getting almost as violent as the pit, as people get mad at lost bets. Like, you rigged this, you son of a bitch! No, you didn't, you Griffin bastard! And they
I need my helmet.
Daniel,
Yeah.
I walk so I'm close to the ring, so I'm within 10 feet of 50's helmet. 10 meters.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go to the front row.
As you start pushing your way through, the fighting, especially like in the lower area, the higher priced seats is getting ridiculous, and people are getting thrown over the wall into the fighting pit.
Jesus.
And then you see this one, what are they're Fisto. Anyway, I can't remember what they're called. He picks this dude up,
Nautilins?
this human, up like above his head. What? Nautilin. Thank you. This Nautilin guy, a jacked Nautilin, picks up a human above his head and throws him into the arena, and then like gives him the people's elbow.
I think it's time for us to collect our ship and leave.
I hold my hand out. Rook, do you trust me on this?
Sure.
You got my hand.
Oh, okay.
And with move objects and a little bit of showmanship, I'm going to lift him over the wall and into the arena.
Okay, make a move object check.
There's an episode of the Clone Wars where Rex gets thrown off of this bridge.
Off the wall.
Yeah.
Next time, just tell me to jump.
Yeah, and he's just like, and that's what I'm gonna do.
You get for move object.
18.
18.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is not quite enough. As you
Oh shit.
throw this clone friend, and he smacks into the Fomorian guy, or the Nautilin guy, knocks him over, and he
That was a
Just like-
that was an accident.
He literally had just crawled back out of the pit after people's elbowing this guy. And just like the last guy picks you up above his head and
Oh, no.
attempts to resist.
I'm in danger.
Are you gonna try to?
Is he gonna throw? Wait, am I in the pit or is he?
No, not yet. He crawled back out. He had just gotten back out, and then you slammed into him.
No, I'm not gonna resist.
You'll take 6 vitality damage as the wind is knocked out of you as you land in this.
My helmet.
However,
My helmet.
you just as you get down there, you hear some guy say, "Hey, is that a clone helmet?"
I looked
And
pointing.
you look up to this human man. He's pointing at your helmet, and he's like walking towards it.
Stay away from my helmet, and I like crawl on the
He looks
ground
back at you and
do it.
And then he takes off and run towards the helmet.
You. And I stand up and I try to beat him there.
All right. Make a.
God, this is a clusterfuck and a half. Dude, I can't believe Baracus ripped his fucking arms off.
What did you think was
I feel
gonna
so
happen?
bad, but also we won. So we need to find Baracus and be like, hey, do you want to be on our ship? That's what I think we
Make a strength check as you try to as you're pushing your body to try to run faster than
should. 15 strength check.
All right.
Better point.
That
We
is
now have a ship.
Kind of.
that is higher than what he rolled.
Okay.
So you're able to, and you dive and like a football player, like clutch it to your chest. You're like, mine.
And then I'm gonna try to hop over the pit wall.
All right. You do so in by this point, most of the people are either like starting to disperse or they're in the pit fighting. None of the officials are really making a move to stop this. It's probably just part of the entertainment.
This is tradition.
Like, this
happens.
is the after show.
But is
Let's
that
go get a ship.
portcullis open where
Where
Baracus went
Baracus
through?
went? Yes.
Yeah. I feel like we should go talk to Baracus.
Oh, I should note. Seeing as the helmet was right there, part of the visor is blocked by Wookiee blood. From when the arms got ripped out.
I kind of take it off and like.
All right.
Do you think he wants to talk to you?
I don't know, but
After what he just showed,
I take off my helmet and I'm gonna hand it to Crow and I'll be like, "My morals got the best of me, Crow. Wish me luck." I hand it to him, and I hop over the pit again, and I'm gonna make a beeline for where Baracus ran.
You take specific note of your own personal morality after profiting off of the death of a slave, and you go to meet the man whose best friend you allowed to die.
I can't. He won me a ship. I'm gonna tell him the truth. Is basically what as I'm doing it, I'm like, "Go get the ship. I'll find you."
All right. You guys,
He's gonna
you
die.
barely hear over the commotion. Go get the ship. I'll find you, and you will have to make your way towards the booth without being assaulted. Because as soon as you get there and go to collect, things might get iffy.
It's kind of like winning the lottery. Do not tell anyone. Try to do it as secretly as you possibly can. That's
Jack,
difficult.
you still got your lightsaber?
Are you talking to
So
me,
you
Crow?
guys
Yep.
start making your way back. I will
Yeah,
take care of the people getting the ship before we go to Garrett.
Yeah. Crow. You know Baracus is gonna kill him,
Probably.
right?
Let's go get to the ship.
We're just okay with that.
He chose his fate. He'll be fine.
Fair enough. And with that, I'm gonna be like, hand on my lightsaber in case anybody tries to stop us. Because thank you for reminding me of that, Crow. And yeah, no, We're gonna make our way to whoever we need
You
to.
guys shove your
Very
way back
secretly.
to the main
I'm
area.
coming
You,
to slow moving bulldozer.
you guys shove your way back to the main area, and there's the desk at which people are collecting their winnings. Nobody's really there yet, as most of the people involved enough to bet money had a very strong opinion on the fight, one way or the other, and are probably involved in some sort of tussle. So right now it is fairly open. One guy walks off with a small pouch of credits. He probably won like $20.
Hello there.
All right.
We're here to collect our ship.
Okay. Do you guys won you guys had the highest. Can I see your ticket, please?
I show it to him.
Okay, thank you. Here is the 20,000 credits you bet. Here is the 20,000 credits you won. And here's the domain to the ship.
Take it.
Do we just get
This
keys?
Yeah, basically.
Here, I'll take the keys because I'm guessing I'm the best pilot here.
We'll be in the spaceport for you guys to make use of. Docking Bay 1138. Yes, that is it. Docking Bay 1138 is where your ship is being held. Don't let anybody know you have that. You will get shot many times.
Right. Let's go
We
find
have what?
52.
What do we have that we get shot for? Wink, wink.
And then with my comm link, I'm gonna be like, 52. Meet us at Docking Bay 1138. Docking Bay 1138.
Name's Rook.
Even better.
It'll take some time to get used to Rook, but sure thing.
All right, Rook. You walk across the fighting arena and into the. You approach the dark shadow that is the portcullis entrance. As you approach, you see a very tired, very worn and beaten Baracus the Beast Slayer. He doesn't even appear to notice you as you approach.
I suppose.
Who's there?
I suppose I owe you a thanks.
Give me my winnings.
No, I don't have that for you.
Can't see. Smell. Is that you, Buckethead?
Sans the bucket.
And he goes to stand up, and you can tell it's very pained. He's clutching his chest, and he appears to have probably broken some ribs when the Wookiee did the Hulk smash slam on his chest. And the claw marks across his face will definitely leave scars, and one of which goes across his eye. So that eye's like swollen shut and full with blood, and the other one it's also covered in blood, but due to the darker tone, you don't think that's his. This is just what I need. You here. I didn't just have the toughest fights of my life. I'd rip your arms off. What the hell do you want? How did you find me?
We both ended up here by coincidence. But
You really expect me to believe that? Look at the hell you put me through. So you took everything from me, and I would just find you not a month later.
to tell you the truth, we got arrested on our last mission. Had to make a deal with Nemro to get out of it. We're here to pay back.
So what does all of that have to do with me? Why are you here in this room now? Could have met Nemro and left. Just that keen on cursing me with your existence, are you? I don't have time for you, not now. When I want to kill you, I'll find you, not the other way around. He starts to turn around.
Delos didn't die a hero.
He stops, cocks his head. You speak ill of the man you let die. You have the dog.
I did not let him die. I was the one to give the order.
He turns around totally to face you straight on. Why? After all we did for you, after all he did for you, for your republic, his life on the line, God knows how.
I don't feel good about what I did, and I
You did it anyway.
definitely don't expect you to understand.
He steps forward towards you, sort of aggressively, but he
Before,
winces in pain and stops and coughs up blood.
if you wanted to tear me apart limb from limb, I would not blame you, but before you do, I just need to explain what happened. I owe you the truth, and that much. I don't expect you to agree with me.
Why? Only because I don't know if I could kill you now if I tried. I'll let you talk. He sort of sits down on this bench, staying on the side.
We went in to trade that spice with the Death Watch, and before we knew it, they said they were fed up with Delos. They said he had been late too many times. They were going to kill him anyways. We held off the first couple of troopers that they sent our way, but then the entire civilization of them was after us. I tried to sacrifice myself. I stayed inside, and I sent everyone else away. My friends all met a couple of snipers out back, including Delos, so he ran back in. My friends were all shot down. And at that point, I had to make the choice. Who is going to live, and how are we going to get out of there?
My friend was just worth less than yours. Is that your story?
No, it's that he got himself in this situation. He was the one making the spice run. He made a choice, a bad choice, and so did I. I should have challenged the man. I should have fought until I died, and maybe we all would have been dead, including you, if that would have happened. But to tell you he died as a hero is a disgrace to you and a disgrace to him, and I don't know why I did it. So here I am, admitting to you that I'm a liar. I traded Delos' life for mine and my friends.
The next time I see your face, you'll be separated from your body at my feet. You understand?
Yes, I do, and that's the problem. I understand why you're mad.
Get out! And he goes to stand up, but keels over. Leave me in peace. Like you couldn't, Delos. Leave me.
I hope
Stay
one
out of my
day.
life.
I hope one day I can pay back the debt that you have just given unto me. That didn't quite get across what I was trying to say. You've done us a great help tonight. We want a ship because of you, and you're invited to join it if you want.
Not gonna lie, clone. If I'd have known you had a ship riding on that fight, probably would have thrown it. Get out.
I get up and I walk out. That did not make me feel any better. I am going to try to find my way to parking lot 118. I can't remember.
1138. It's the Star
113.
Wars number.
Yeah, that's right.
You make your way back. I'll just speed things up. Can you make your way back to the hangar or the promenade, and then from the promenade to the spaceport where you find hangar 1138? Due to a slight holdup at the promenade, you guys were the main group, not Rook. You guys were accosted by some servers, and they were like, "Come on, please, just have some food." So you guys were held up for a moment. So coincidentally, everybody gets back at the same time. As you guys stand in front of the door, you use the access key thingy that was given to you. You doors, and that leads into the main like the TSA area for this ship specifically, where you would sign it out. You show them the identification card, and you guys go up, press the button to open the bay door, and that's where we cut out for tonight.
No, I have to know what it looks like.
You fucking cock.
You've been cucked, boys.
You are cockblock.
Jesus, what a fucking session night.
Let me know
God.
just how blue those suckers are by next week.
Will do, Chief.